Live.
Hello,
Hello.
Disneyverse. It is Tuesday. It's the live show. It's the Morgan and Sam show this evening. Thank you guys all for joining. We're going to take a second here to share things out. Please do the same. Morgan,
Yep.
how are you?
I'm good. Just, trying to pay attention to all that is going on
It's
in the
hard.
Disney
It's
universe.
so hard to do that sometimes. Because we have lives and we do other things, right?
Yes. Yes.
I think
Now,
that's the reality.
quick question while we're sharing, and we're not going to go too deep into
Bill,
it.
how you doing?
Um, did you buy Mulan?
Did I? I did not. Although last week I was I guess I was ridiculed for not having purchased Mulan, and Jimmy and Lisa had seen it and talked about how great it was, and there's a new character, and they didn't give any spoilers, so I don't want any
Yep.
spoilers because I
Yep.
will watch it as soon as it's back. Hi, Linda, Melissa, Bill. Hope you guys are doing great. Did you guys watch Mulan, and what did you think if you did?
And let's not spoil because there's probably some
Yeah,
people that haven't seen it.
I heard there's a new character, and I was very happy to hear that it's not a reshoot of the animated feature like some of the others had been, and I think that's
Yeah.
wonderful that that's the case, and that was what intrigued me from the early trailers for this one.
Yeah. I mean,
Hey,
and
Mary, I'm glad Candace sent you.
I apologize in advance. I have not listened to our latest podcast episode. I've had some family things going on.
Yeah.
But I will say, because my boyfriend, knowing me as the Disney nerd that I am, hit that purchase button for me on Friday.
Oh, nice. So you guys watched it Friday?
So watched it. I've already watched it twice.
Oh, very nice.
It is one of the good live actions because it still plays homage to the animated,
Mm-hmm.
but it still can be its own movie. So you don't, if for whatever reason you've never seen the animated movie, you could still watch the live action and enjoy it.
Good. That's good
So
to hear. So it
that's
holds its
all I'll
own,
say.
and that's plenty. And Bill, I'm with you. I'm waiting for it to be included, and I'll watch it then. I'm in no hurry, and there's lots of other things I can watch. George, how you doing? Alicia, how you doing? Mary, thank you guys for joining us.
And hey, everybody, I'm paying attention. I'm
Appreciate it, Bill.
sharing. So I promise I'm not ignoring.
She is. So keep going.
But yeah, I was not gonna do the $30. Me being the I could do this with $30 when I'm
I
at Disney
get
in
it.
November.
I get it. I get it. George says he liked it, didn't love it. He loved Aladdin. Aladdin was good. I will say I watched that on Disney
Yeah, I
Plus.
like Aladdin, and same with Aladdin. It it had enough tribute to the animated to enjoy it,
Mm-hmm.
but could still stand on its own as a live action.
Yep.
So I would say the same thing. And so me and my boyfriend watched it Friday. Yesterday, me and my mom watched it, and she enjoyed it too.
That's good. Very
So
nice. So you got two different audiences to watch it with. That's
two
even
different
better.
audiences.
Audie, how are you? Good to see you. Jeff, hello.
And it's also one of those you could probably watch it a couple of times, and there's probably Easter eggs in there, and there's other things that you don't catch on that first one. So it's nice that you can rewatch it. So
Barry's got a question there. And Barry, we're actually gonna bring that up in just a second. He asks how we like the Mandalorian trailer, and I'm gonna tell you I've not watched it yet. So we're gonna watch it live here. It's about 2 minutes, and then as soon as we get settled in, we're gonna watch it, and I'm gonna react because I haven't seen it yet. I've been waiting for it. You guys all know I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and Mandalorian fits right into that, and I can't wait to see what happens with the dark saber and where they're gonna take things, and it's gonna be great.
yep, I was gonna say same thing. We did neither one of us have watched it, so we decided what better way than to watch it with you guys.
Yeah.
Right. We are going to share it from
the Disney Nerds Podcast.com.
The Disney Nerds Podcast.
Very nice.
So we'll make it
bigger.
Yeah,
make sure your sound is shared.
All right.
All right, this is the Mandalorian season 2 trailer, which dropped earlier today.
Okay. And you guys tell me if you can't hear it. I have my volume
I will
up.
let you know. Yeah, I'll let you know.
So here we go.
We're good. Interesting planet.
Show me the one safety deemed such destruction.
Armor's looking good.
Reunited with its own kind. This you must determine.
Tatooine? Maybe.
The
Nice.
songs of eons past.
Beggar's Canyon? Maybe.
Battles between Mandalore the Great and an order of sorcerers called Jedi.
Order of Sorcerers.
You expect
Yeah.
me to search the galaxy and deliver this creature to a race of enemy sorcerers.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Ooh. Okay. Is he being chased or escorted?
You know this is no place for a child. Wherever I go, he goes. So I've heard. This is the way.
All right, it's good. Can't wait. So that was great. It looked like Tatooine. A couple of shots. It might have been Beggar's Canyon he was flying down into. Can't wait to watch this.
I cannot wait.
No indication of what the other Yoda species would be. The child species, because Yoda's never been named a species. But that was good. That was good.
I think that's what's more intriguing than anything, because we all call him Baby Yoda, but that's not Yoda.
It's not Yoda. It's the child. It's
child.
not Yoda by any way, shape, or form. It is a child of the same species of Yoda
Yeah.
and Yaddle, which was on the Jedi Council in in episode 1. But that's all we know. They never even named the species. We don't know what it is.
And I want to know, is it going to turn out that he's related to Yoda, or is
Could
he
be.
just the same species?
Don't know.
So I'm excited. I can't wait. Probably definitely going to rewatch season 1 again right before season 2, so everything's fresh in my head.
Yeah. So here's what I just Googled. How many episodes are in Mandalorian season 2? And the answer is 8. So we got that to look forward to.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, there were more in season 1, but I'm sure it was shorter because of COVID.
I could be, although we know a lot of the filming was done up front. But this is going to be cool. I can't wait to watch this. There are, and I don't know if I think they did such an awesome job of keeping that Baby Yoda to just keeping him a secret. Right, that was one of the things that was very high on Jon Favreau's list, making Baby Yoda a secret. And we've heard some leaks on some of the casting for this episode coming up, and some of that I didn't know. I wish I didn't know some of these characters were going to make appearances, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Closing himself in the cradle, that was great, Bill.
Yeah.
So it's going to come down, and he hits the button, and he gets closed up. That's really cool.
Means
I like that a lot.
stuff's going to hit the fan. He's
Exactly. I could very well be a descendant of Yoda. That's very possible. And that species lives to be pretty long. Maybe a clone. Maybe there's so many things that could happen here. You guys are absolutely right.
I don't know if we'll ever know. And
yeah.
And
we will. But that's the beauty of Star Wars and what Disney's done with this expanded storyline. And there's a whole podcast here that we'll get to later, I promise, and maybe even a live show. But
I mean, we know, especially you, Star Wars is its own topic.
Absolutely, just like Marvel is.
Yeah.
Yes, just like the Marvel universe, the Star Wars universe, the same way, and the way that Disney's taken it and gone even further.
Right. Yeah. And tomorrow we're going to release the the post of the Leia book that I wrote for our book club.
Yes. So you've dabbled into the canon, the backstory. So they're take a character from the original movie, obviously a big character, and that's her backstory, right?
And let me tell you, if you guys enjoy reading, Star Wars books are like, I call things rabbit holes. You
Absolutely,
fall down
it's
a
a rabbit
rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Because
So are the comic books. I'll be completely honest. The novels are one thing. The comic books are the same way. Yeah. And they all tie together. The books tie to movies, tie to comic books,
Yep.
tie to all that type of stuff. Because there's a scene in a comic book that's set between New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back when Darth Vader learns the identity of the rebel who was flying the X-wing that blew up the Death Star.
Yep.
And that was pretty cool in the cartoon, in a comic book. Really cool.
So my boyfriend likes comic books. So when you're, as everybody that's been in a relationship, sometimes you kind of like what the other person likes. So
Sure.
I kind of got into comic books, and of course started getting into Star Wars comic books. We got the first of the Galaxy's Edge comic books when they came out last year.
And those are awesome. Backstory for Galaxy's Edge, for crying out loud. And the fact that Han Solo went through there, Greedo's been through there, all these characters that made their way through Galaxy's Edge. It's amazing.
Yep. And we've got I haven't read them yet because I like to binge my comic books.
Yes, because I get that's a rabbit hole I go down, and I just start reading. And they introduce characters that are only in the comic books. But anyway. Lana, I'm with you there. Always Baby Yoda in your eyes until he gets a name, then maybe not. Right? He's Baby Yoda now because we don't have a name. Maybe we learn a name.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What's the name?
I don't know. Maybe that's a cliffhanger, but at some point, maybe we'll find a name and then it'll be Baby whatever.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah. Stock up on the books. Yeah. I mean, I've got, so like I said, this post is coming out tomorrow that I read, Leia. I've got 2 more Star Wars books on my pile of books to read. So I've fallen down the Star Wars rabbit hole.
So Morgan, we know it's a Leia book. Is it a single story? Are there multiple stories? Where's it set? This
is a single story. So if you were just a Leia fan, you could just read this book and be good. This is Leia when she's 16 years old.
Which is not that far before the events of A New Hope. No.
The rebellion is in the works.
Okay.
So this is Leia, Princess of Alderaan by Claudia Gray. Mm-hmm. She actually does a couple of the books. I've got another one of hers on my pile. So Leia's parents, you've got the Queen and the Viceroy, are ignoring her, and she doesn't know why, because they've always been a very loving family. Mm-hmm. And they're all of a sudden having these dinner parties with all these dignitaries and royalty and not paying attention to their daughter, who has just, in the tradition of Alderaan, announced that her intentions of becoming the next queen. And you have to do 3 challenges in order to be accepted to be the next ruler. So while she is preparing for these challenges and doing these challenges, she stumbles upon what her parents are doing, which they're starting the rebellion. So they're getting people together that are going against Palpatine, because you can remember Palpatine's controlling the galaxy at this point.
Yep.
So it's kind of cool because you're reading about teenage Leia, but you're also reading about the beginning of the rebellion.
And that's really cool.
Ties it all together. The movies.
And add some weight to that character, which not that character needs weight, but
yeah.
Oh man. Speaking of Galaxy's Edge, Bill, I see your comment there. The Thrawn and Anakin had visited at one point. Actually, Anakin, according to the comic books, Anakin was there looking for Padme, and then he was back as Vader with Thrawn.
Yeah.
And there's an interesting story around Anakin searching for Padme when she went missing, and it was reported she was there. Some stormtroopers had tracked him down, and inside of Olga's cantina, there are apparently blaster shots in the cantina where they missed Anakin a couple of times. And that's the story behind the marks on the wall inside Olga's cantina. That's how this whole thing ties together. But anyway.
So, I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan, you have to eventually, in my opinion, dive into the books or the comic books or both to deeper enrich the story.
Absolutely. Audie, I see your comments there. Good. I'm glad to hear that you are safe for any of those in Sally's path.
Yep.
Take cover, please, and take care of yourself. For certain.
Yep.
So, Morgan, speaking of home, let me ask you this. You were, the Star Wars thing's going on. There's some Halloween stuff that we'll get to, but you had been participating in some Run Disney things. What's been going on?
So, as we know, Run Disney, as we know it, basically doesn't exist this year because of COVID.
Not much does, but okay.
Not much does. So every summer for the past 5 years, they've been doing a virtual Run Disney race series. I decided to do it this year because wasn't going to go for an actual race this year. And as we know, the race that was supposed to be in November, Wine and Dine, got canceled a couple weeks ago and turned virtual.
Yep.
So I think Walt Disney Marathon Weekend in January was the only in-person race that we had this year.
I think that was about it.
So I decided, what the heck? Let me do the virtual race series. One, because it was the only way I was doing a Run Disney race this year. And second, because the theme is really cool this year. The theme was about attractions because they're celebrating 5 years of Run Disney. So
about attractions. Okay. So you were able to, was this a 5K, a 10K, a half? What did you do?
So they're technically 5K. So if you guys don't know about virtual races, you do them at home. So you do them on the treadmill, in your neighborhood, in a park, wherever. For these series, it's 3 races for June, July, and August, a 5K each month, which is 3.1 miles. Not very far. You can walk it, you can run it, you can do whatever.
And I think that's a key. You just have to do it. You can walk it, you can run it, you can jog it, you can do a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But you don't have to run this. There's no time limit on this virtual race. You just have to put it in.
Right. And honestly, there are some races where you have to give them the time. Like I did my 5K in this amount of minutes or whatever. Run Disney doesn't do that for the virtual ones. Right. Which is nice because anybody can do it. It doesn't matter how fast or slow you are. Just enjoy doing the race. So
you registered at rundisney.com, you got signed up, and then was there proof involved, or is it just more of a...
Did not have to do proof, even though technically you're supposed to. But you don't have to do proof. I didn't submit my proof. I've got my medals right here that I'm about to show you guys.
Yeah, I can't wait to see them. Which, by the way, I see Bill is talking about Thrawn Alliance. I am listening to that book, Bill.
Yeah.
The audiobooks. And by the way, when I used to travel all the time for work, I would travel every week. That's when I'd listen to those. I find that I don't have time to listen to novels that much anymore. I might actually have to read it. But
yeah, you might actually have to. Oof.
I know.
Make Audible. Your own voices in your head.
Audible by Amazon. Which, by the way, the sound effects and stuff are awesome for those things. But yes, that's where it's in Thrawn Alliance.
Yeah.
Sorry, Morgan.
Oh no, we can get sidetracked on Star Wars all day long.
Or we're gonna get sidetracked on Halloween here soon, but that's okay. Keep going.
So let me show you guys the medals. Now, if you've ever done a Run Disney race,
it's not a virtual medal. This is a real medal, right?
No, this is 4 medals.
Ooh, all right. Let's see.
All right. So here's your first one. Space Mountain.
Oh, nice. Oh, I like that a lot. And by the way, this is proof that most people run these races just so they can walk around the park and hold on to those things or wear those.
Yeah.
That is cool.
5 years of running.
Is it closed? Is it still available? Is it?
I think it's closed because it was supposed
Got
to
it.
end in August.
I got it.
This one is probably like the heaviest metal because you can
That's
see
really cool. I
the
see that
color.
stay. That's solid. That's nice. So Space Mountain, nice. Love
Okay.
it.
Then we've got and I'm not doing them in order. I'm just doing them what I can grab.
Yeah. Teacup.
Teacups.
Nice. So
And
these were different events, or you got to pick the metal that you
no,
wanted, or
each month was a different metal.
each month was a different metal. Got it.
So
Got it.
you
Got it.
could
Got it.
sign up and do only June or only July or
All
only
right.
August.
I get it. I get it.
I
So I'm
signed up to
late.
do
Those are cool. I love them.
Of course,
Yes.
they all inside say 5 years of running.
5 years of running. 5K, 5 years of running. I love it.
And the lanterns, you can't really tell, are see-through.
Oh, that's cool.
So like the lanterns that we see on the ride.
Yeah, that's really cool.
This one's my favorite.
Okay.
Madame Leota.
Oh,
Of course, it's my favorite.
nice.
It's Haunted Mansion.
Yeah. It's a little reflective there, but we can
Well,
kind of get a feel for it.
You can't really tell on the camera. You got a plastic dome.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then Madame Leota is just kind of pressed in. So she's recessed a little bit.
So that's the effect that gives you the watching you as you go past,
Yeah. Like,
right?
so.
Yeah.
It's
So
like
she's looking at
in
you.
the globe.
Yes. I love it. That's good.
And again, 5 years of running. Now, if you've done all three, you get.
By the way, Bill admits that he loves the books, so he's listening too.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I love that.
If you did all three events, you get a challenge medal.
Ooh, it's an e-ticket.
It's an e-ticket.
It's a ticket book.
Ticket
book. A, B, C, D, E.
And I showed my mom this, and she's like, "I remember these," because of course,
yeah.
she went to Disney World in '71 when it opened. So
Everybody that went there then knows a ticket book with a good old e-ticket on the top.
And again, 5 years of running.
5 years of running. I love those. All three of those are great. All four of those are great. I'm sorry.
If that's not all,
that's not all.
you get a pin that's the ebook.
The pin looks like the metal.
Even with
what do you mean? Oh, geez, it has a lanyard. Nice.
How cool is that?
That's really nice. Yeah. Tina, I want one too.
So, Brandon, to answer your question, I did all of them, and I want to say to do all of them, it was over $200, which, honestly, comparatively speaking, to do a at the parks race, a 5K last time I looked was in that 85-95 range.
Yeah.
So half marathon and all that's going to put you in a couple hundred. So a virtual race is cheaper than
let's be honest, you're buying the medal.
Yes, you're buying the medal.
And the medals are awesome. And as long as you understand that that's what's going on, it is what it is. And it also lets you see that, okay, if Disney's charging $85 to $100 a race, 30, 40, 50, that goes to the medal that they're giving you at the end of it.
And I mean, you can get like a race bib. You can print it off the website.
Sure.
And
for the virtual events, you can get a bib?
That's cool. Print one off if you want. I didn't. And with all Run Disney races, a proceed does go to charity. They do a different charity for every race.
That's good.
So, I mean, it's still fun to do. Am I going to do a virtual race every single year? Probably not. I wanted to do it this year just because the theme was really cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
I wasn't going to do an in-person or in-park race. But next year, I'm fingers crossed, in-park races are going back, and I'll be back doing one.
We'll see you. It's rundisney.com is their official website, and they have a countdown to the January 2021 Walt Disney World Marathon weekend. So they're still planning on that.
Yep.
And we'll see how it goes.
They just turned the 2020 half marathon wine and dine. I want to call it food and wine, but it's wine and dine. They just canceled that like last month. So they don't want to cancel them.
No, of course not. Nobody wants to cancel. Look, nobody wants to cancel any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Right? It's an unfortunate reality.
Yeah. So like I said, see, Amy's registered for Marathon Weekend. I got my fingers crossed for you too. I'm not registered, but I have a friend who's local, and she does a race for everyone. So I've got my fingers crossed for you, Amy, and for her, and for everybody registered for January. I really hope you guys get to do them.
Yeah.
Means that I get to do one sometime next year as well. Brandon asked, did you get to see the medals beforehand, or were they surprised? No, one nice thing about the virtual race medals is you get to usually see medals before you register. Whereas the park ones, because registration is just so, if you don't register that day, you might not get in. Or at least it used to be. You don't always get to see the medal if you do an in-park race before you register. So, but yeah, once I saw it was attractions.
Yeah,
Go for it.
I would be all over that too.
Yeah.
There's some other, it looks like they're all sold out though, but there's some other virtual wine and dine 5Ks going on in November. All that stuff must have gone virtual then.
Yep. Which again, that was because, they canceled it. So they turned it into a virtual one that, you did have the option to go and do that one if you want. But yeah, it looks like they're all for November sold out if you wanted to do those virtually. But like I said, doing that in the parks is just so much more fun.
When is it in January? It's January 6th to 10th.
Yes.
At Walt Disney World Resort. 112 days, 3 hours, and 30 minutes from now.
Yeah.
They got the countdown going.
Right now, I've actually got the website open. Right now, the marathon weekend is all sold out. So in January, it's a marathon weekend. So you've got a 5K, a 10K, a half, and a full marathon. So
and you can do all 4 of those. So what's that? Is that the Goofy Challenge if you do well?
That is, I want to say Dopey.
Either way, it's just crazy.
Yeah, and Dopey is, just to kind of give you guys an idea, because they got the prices up. A 5K is $89. The marathon is $190. To do the Dopey Challenge, which is all 4 races, it's $590. So anyone that can do a full marathon, half marathon, you have my respect.
Absolutely.
I've done a 10K.
Absolutely.
And that's my limit.
Yeah, I knowing your limit's a good thing, but yeah, I say the same to those. Good for you.
Yeah. And if you guys are into Run Disney, be sure to go to our Facebook group, Disney Nerds Run Disney.
That's right. I forgot about that group.
Yep. Or are we Run Disney? No, Disney Nerds Run Disney. So be sure to check that out. We try to keep everybody motivated and training. Fingers crossed for January and for every future in-park Run Disney race.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. So we've talked Star Wars. We've talked Run Disney.
We need to talk Halloween.
I know. I'm ready to put my decorations up.
Why not? You know what? Why not? I say go for it. Yeah, look, the decorations have been up since the end of August at Walt Disney World. So I say absolutely put those decorations up. Why not? Fall colors. Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I figure if Walt Disney World is decorated for Halloween, it's okay for me to decorate my house for Halloween.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that.
Same with Christmas. If Disney,
that happens immediately after. So yeah.
Yeah. If Disney's decorated for Christmas, it should be okay.
Yeah.
So that being said, we've had some Halloween announcements.
Yeah. What's going on, Morgan?
So big thing that happened today is Disney Parks Blog is going to have a Disney page just for Halloween.
Ooh.
So it's called Everything Halloween.
Very nice.
So this is going to tell you what's going on at Walt Disney World, any of the other Disney destinations that are open, what is going on there to help you celebrate Halloween, what they do to get ready for Halloween. Of course, it also gives you the shopping options.
Lots of shopping options, I'm sure. Lots of cool stuff. How's the merch
Yeah.
look? Is it cool?
I think the merch is Halloween is my favorite holiday.
Yep.
So I'm
Amy's
all
breaking
about,
it out on September 1st. Amy's pulling it out. So
yeah.
yeah,
So
there you
I'm
go.
all about the decorations. I can tell you. So I kind of stock Pixie purchases by April. Our park,
Okay.
our park shopper. I can't even talk. I'm so excited. So when she started posting all the Halloween merchandise, I was just like, you've got
That's right.
Loungefly bags with all the black Loungefly bags with all the Halloween decorations on
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
They look like lollipop ears, but they're the candy corn colors.
Ooh, okay.
So any Minnie Mouse fans gotta grab those for Halloween. I mean, I've even seen they even went ahead and did face masks for Halloween. So I mean,
That's pretty cool. I mean, that's making the best of a bad situation. I get it.
yeah. Now, the one thing I'm super excited about, and unfortunately, I will probably not get my hands on one because I'm not going till November, is, as you guys know, I like the Spirit jerseys.
Mhm.
They're doing a Hades Spirit jersey.
Oh, wow. Cool.
I want it so bad.
Nice.
But, unfortunately, it's going to be really hard for April to grab any. eBay is going to be skyrocketed on price. So unfortunately, I will probably not get my hands on one unless they're still there in November.
Got it.
So, but yeah.
Hey, I was just wondering what is going to hit Disney Plus here coming up. And I just noticed here this weekend, Once Upon a Time, season 1 through 7 are going to hit Disney Plus. How about that?
I heard they were coming to Disney Plus.
The 18th they're coming. All 7 seasons. That's pretty cool.
That is very cool.
I've seen a couple of those, but by no means have I seen all of those.
I would maybe skip the last season.
Okay.
When
yeah, I don't know anything about it.
Yeah,
I know a little bit, but that's it.
Anybody else can dispute me on that, but I'd say that last season you can leave that one alone. So, I liked it. I watched the whole thing. I've rewatched it on Netflix, which that now means it's going off of Netflix and going to be on Disney Plus.
It'll be on Disney Plus. That's exactly what's happening. If it was on, that's one of the contracts is up and the agreement's over, and now it's over here.
Yep,
and that's cool. So
Brandon says they wish they did a full line of Haunted Mansion Halloween decorations like headstones.
So if they've had some of that stuff kind of come and go and yeah, it's I
actually have, they're probably about that big, so they can go on your mantle or on a counter.
Yeah.
3 headstones from Haunted Mansion that were out 5+ years ago.
Keep checking that Haunted Mansion store because stuff comes and goes in there, especially since that store opened. It used to be the little cart that you had to buy that out of, but now that I'm blanking on the name of that place.
Yeah.
Memento Mori.
Yeah. And I can tell you, it's they just finished on the 45th anniversary of Haunted Mansion Disneyland. So
sounds right.
The merchandise is still coming. They just did a new Funko Pops that are out. Yeah. So I mean, I bet you if you go on shopdisney.com, I'm sure they have their Halloween shop, but every time I've gone there, they have a section just of Haunted Mansion merchandise.
Yeah.
So I bet you, Brandon, you can go on there and they probably got something you can do for Halloween.
At D23 Expo last year, I sat through a collecting Haunted Mansion a breakout session, which was, I think it was the 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
And it was so cool. Yeah, Haunted Mansion 50th anniversary. The merchandise that they showed was so phenomenal, and they even showed some going into the future. So one of the few sessions I went to where there were no pictures allowed, which really kind of stunk, but I guess it is what it is.
Adi says he lucked out and got Kathy a pair of the Haunted Mansion Crocs.
Nice.
Those things are selling like crazy.
Nice. I'm not familiar with them.
So, you know, Crocs, the shoe,
Yeah, absolutely.
Haunted Mansion wallpaper does print on them.
Oh, okay. All right. I know exactly what you mean then.
Those are really good. I am not a fan of Crocs, but I would rock those Crocs. And of course, they
Nice.
did a Halloween print on the Crocs. The Crocs are super popular. I remember they did the Christmas print last year.
Yep.
Crocs are another thing. It's like Loungefly, ears, Crocs. Like everybody's got their little thing.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Disney's making sure to get our money. You know?
Absolutely they are. Yep.
But yeah, Audie, Kathy better like bubble wrap, saran wrap.
Or just wear them. Why not? Why not?
I
just Morgan, I don't know how to put in the comments, but in the chat there, I put a link to the 50 years of Haunted Mansion breakout session that was at the D23 Expo. That was a great one. We actually live streamed that over on the show when that was happening, and that was really cool just to see that there's some Imagineers talking about the special effects behind the scenes there. It's all really cool stuff. That's a link if you guys are interested. Watch that after we're done. That was from the past D23 Expo.
And you know what? Next year is D23 again, so it'll be interesting.
Well, I'll tell you what's interesting, Morgan, is usually on the back of the program, and this happens at every conference I go to. I go to a lot of conferences for work. You flip through the program, and the last page has "See you next year" and kind of a save the date thing.
Yeah,
and they did not do that at the end of D23 Expo in 2019. There was no "See you at the next Expo." It was "See you at Destination D," which was supposed to be in November at Walt Disney World, because they have the expo in Anaheim, the big one, and then they do Destination D for a weekend at Walt Disney World. Then they go back and forth. So we haven't heard anything about that as an event.
I mean, I know last time that Destination D was at Contemporary Resort last time.
That's right. I think that's where it was supposed to be again.
Yeah, because I mean they have a good sized conference center and everything.
Absolutely, they do. Yes, absolutely, they do.
I've been lucky enough to stay there twice because my mom has done conferences.
That's beautiful. Yep.
But I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting. I'm wondering, because with Disneyland, with the construction that they were doing on the roads, I wonder if that somehow affected the conference and the conference center, because I know like there's no races, there's no Run Disney events at Disneyland. Has nothing to do with COVID.
Right.
So I'm wondering if the construction going on in that area, because I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but the conference center is not too far away from Disneyland. Right?
It's behind it, basically.
So yeah, I'm wondering if they didn't want to put the dates for D23 because they weren't sure what was going to happen with the construction.
It could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah, so Mary says Disneyland's been closed for 60 days. Yeah, and there's still no...
There's California. There's no reopening plan. It's a California thing. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. Now, I believe more of the restaurants at Downtown Disney and Disneyland have been able to reopen or are reopening this week.
Yes, the Downtown Disney and the shopping has been open for a while.
So, I mean, you can go to Downtown Disney if you're in California, if you're in Anaheim. You just can't go to the parks. Now, I have heard that they actually did start to put up the social distancing, the COVID, things like, wear a mask, things like that. They have started to put that signage up that we have already seen at Walt Disney World. There have been reports they started putting that up at Disneyland. So hopefully they're doing things that they know they're going to have to do anyway to try to get one step ahead so they can open up as quickly as they can once they get their regulations. So be interesting to see how long they have to stay closed.
Yeah, I don't think anybody knows.
Yep.
And it's a lot longer than they thought. I do have an interesting thing here for any D23 members. There is a virtual event that they're hosting this weekend coming up, and registration closes soon, like tomorrow. Let me see if I can share this here because I think this is worth looking at. Looks sort of interesting, Morgan. So if any of you guys are indeed D23 members, check that out. That is an upcoming event. It's a virtual Disney Imagineers celebrates 65 years of Disneyland Park, which
Yeah.
it seems like just yesterday I was at the celebrating 60 years of Disney parks.
Evidently, that was about 5 years ago.
Yeah, about 5 years ago. It's a virtual event. If you're a D23 Gold member, you can get your ticket for free. It's a virtual event. Basically, they're going to send you a link. But this is pretty cool. If you're a member, you should. You guys should go and check this out for certain.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll let you pay to join if you are not a gold member. Like if you're a free member of D23.
I do
and
not
you
know.
pay
It
X
says
amount and
I don't know. I just got my ticket because it said I could, and it was free. So I thought, okay, let's do it.
Yeah, might as well.
I like to go in just to look at the D23 events and see what's upcoming. There's that Imagineering. That's what's good. Here's your lineup of events for 2020. But there is some cool stuff that happens throughout the year. Some of the stuff got canceled, but there's an idea. If you are a D23 member, there are some great things. If I was in California, I would love to get the studio tour there.
Yeah.
Or even, a Dog's Life with Bill Farmer. That's kind of cool. And where are we now? The Golden Girls, Cheers to 35 years. Looks like that happened yesterday.
Yeah. We missed it.
Yeah. So Halloween,
like a Halloween
Hullabaloo, and a holiday celebration, D23.com and social channels. We'll have to be looking to check that out. So those are all no physical events, but that gives you a little bit of thoughts on what's happening for 2020. And of course, we're all interested in next year and what's going to happen. But that's what we got. So that's
I mean, I'm very interested to see when D23 is going to be next year.
If it's going to be next year, yeah.
Yeah, and what the topics are going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had, obviously all these big announcements last year. COVID happened. Things have to get changed. So it'll be nice, fingers crossed, after D23 2021, comparing the last two, so 2019 and 2021, and seeing what the differences are. So yeah, we'll see.
There's I just drilled down a little bit deeper. Let me share that again. Because this might be interesting, and it's something that we can do from a virtual point of view. This is at Halloween, Hullabaloo. But if you see this, they're having a masquerade party, a costume contest. Grab your needle and thread, and that's stuff that you can do remotely.
That'll be cool.
Watch the Facebook page. There's sweepstakes. There's limited edition pin sets.
And
there's a book launch party. There's that's kind of cool.
And of course, I'm assuming some of this is going to be for gold members. Some of it's going to be for any D23 member, which if you guys didn't already know, you can join D23 for free.
Absolutely, you can. And you should. If you are not, you absolutely should be a member.
Yeah. Like I am a free D23 member. One day I'll pay the money and go gold, but that'll happen one day.
So that's kind of cool. There's something going on that's virtual. D23 it's a great D23 is awesome. I can't say enough about it. I've been a gold member for a long time and have used it to see movie premieres in my home city, which was kind of cool. I've done all kind of stuff with that. So that's cool.
Well, to switch gears a little bit, Mike has a question. What is your favorite Disney World resort? He wants to impress his girlfriend.
Oh, so well, what's your budget?
Yeah.
I'd start there, but yeah.
Are you realistic, Mike? I want to know, are you realistically planning on booking a trip for her and want to impress her in what resort you pick, or you just want to impress her with Disney knowledge.
Yeah, that's a good point, Morgan. Very good point.
So while we're waiting for Mike's answer, we'll play the you have no budget. What
Okay.
Disney World resort do you stay in?
You have no budget. You're probably going to the Grand Floridian, but I like the Epcot resort area. To be honest, that's my favorite. Whether it's the yacht club, the boardwalk, I love the fact that you can pull off the hey, I got us a special back door into Epcot. We can go right into the countries and have dinner, or we can get on the boat and head on over to Hollywood Studios. I think that area is wonderful. Myself, how about you, Morgan?
Well, do you have a favorite of those Epcot? Like if you could only pick one.
So DVC member Boardwalk is my favorite. I love the Yacht Club. I think the Yacht Club's fabulous resort.
Okay. I've Polly's the only deluxe I haven't stayed in. So I mean, if
Okay. So you've been in them, you have the experience.
No budget. I would probably also pick Yacht Club. Yacht Club has a little place in my heart. I did housekeeping as a cast member for all of 2 weeks before I hurt my back.
Oh, but it was a great 2 weeks.
It was a great 2 weeks. I learned how to make do the Mickey towel, and I can do a swan with a towel, you know.
Oh, that's cool.
But also, Yacht Club's been refurbished.
It has.
And they did an amazing job with the refurbishment.
I love the comments, by the way. People are piping right up with their favorite resorts. I love that. Which just goes to show you it's all opinion, by the way. Keep going, Morgan. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's all opinion. I love the extra storage in the Yacht Club. Have you seen the Yacht Club room since they've been refurbished?
I can't say I'm 100% certain.
Yeah. I mean, I did do an article about it when I stayed there because they were refurbished. If you stayed in any of the refurbished, even the refurbished value, like Pop or some of the All-Stars, think of kind of that design with like the extra storage in the bathroom, being able to put your suitcase under the bed. More carpet.
All that good stuff.
But of course, elevated because it's a deluxe resort.
Yeah. You know what, too? I might go the opposite way with that. You could try to impress somebody by jumping into that top resort, but then what do you do the next time? Versus being able to kind of work your way up to that ultimate. So every time you go back, it's better. And that's one of the things I love about Walt Disney World is that how different all of those resorts are. Because as we see people say Wilderness Lodge or Coronado or French Quarter or the Poly, they're all right answers. None of those are wrong answers. And if you can kind of get bigger and better each time you go, that's cool.
Now, I would say,
excuse me,
if you don't have deluxe resort money,
I'll be right back.
Okay. If you don't have deluxe resort money and you still want to go somewhere nice, I like Port Orleans, either French Quarter or Riverside. I like the French Quarter. It's a little bit smaller. It's got this New Orleans vibe to it. I like when you walk down the pathways, you've got these trees. So you've just got this nice little relaxing vibe. And I'm not sure if they still do it, but years ago, you could even do horse-drawn carriage. You could do a horse-drawn carriage over around Port Orleans French Quarter. I don't know if they still do it.
I've done that recently. And by the way, I got all choked up there when I got all excited there. So sorry about that.
So I was talking about Port Orleans French Quarter, how I like how it's small with the tree-covered walkways. Being a female, it's kind of a little romantic vibe if you do like a horse-drawn carriage.
I would say that.
Resort. Plus, I mean, you can get some beignets in the food court. Hello.
Yeah. There's a great little jazz club there. I mean, but that we could point out the positives at all the resorts along those lines.
But I mean, impressing the girlfriend, I would for moderate, Port Orleans, deluxe, Yacht Club. Value, I like Pop. I
think the gondola sells Pop there. I think that alone sells Pop.
Yeah. Now, I mean, if you had somebody who is a huge Little Mermaid fan, then of course you go Art of Animation, stay in a Little Mermaid room.
Absolutely.
even though the location is a little bit further from the buses. Or a Cars fan, again, stay in the family suite. So it always depends on the person or the
Absolutely.
family, the group. Um,
And by the way,
because-
Morgan, everything you're saying is why a good travel agent that understands Disney will ask you those questions.
Yep.
Because they'll figure out what the right place is for you.
Right. So Jimmy, who is not here tonight, obviously because it's me and Sam, is the official travel agent of the Disney Arts podcast. I am fortunate or unfortunate, depending on how you put it. I do work for Jimmy as a travel agent. So if you, Mike, do want to plan your trip, definitely reach out to us. Jimmy will help you. He will ask you all the questions to pick out the.
But we can plan it right here for you too. Why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah. I mean, it really does depend on budget and your personality.
Sure.
You know,
And there's no right or wrong answer. It's all
No.
opinions. And if it's the first time down there, I'm sure no matter where you stay, if you're staying on property, there's going to be a wow to it.
Yeah.
But you might not want to go for that time. Maybe you do. But then I know that once we started going to, the deluxes or the moderates, going back to the values, you really don't want to.
Yeah.
Because
So-
you get accustomed to some of the things that come with it, and you like the sit down restaurant, and you don't want to go to a food court, and you want a place to those kind of things.
Yeah.
You want
Actually,
for our kids, it was a slide, right?
Yeah.
A slide in the swimming pool. We had to have a slide in the swimming pool, and your values don't have a slide in the swimming pool. That's something that the moderates all have.
And of course, now that they're older, they might not need the slide as much.
This is true. So that's why the questions have to be asked.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, funny story. You say, once you go deluxe and then you go to value, sometimes you're like, eh. So I've mentioned already on the show tonight. I've mentioned before. Luckily, my mom has done some of the Disney Institute conferences.
Yeah.
I've stayed at deluxe resorts. Been spoiled by deluxe resorts.
Yes.
Last year, she came with me to our meet in November, and our value resort was sports, I believe. So she came over with me to sports, and she didn't come Friday. Like, she didn't come to Epcot with us Friday. I come back to the room Friday, and she's like, "This just isn't as nice as Contemporary." And
Well,
I'm just
no,
like,
it's not.
it's a value resort, Mom.
Right. Well, but you got to also go with, there are some places too where when you go to a conference, after a day in the conference, you're looking to kind of relax a little bit and hang out, and that's when you check out the Contemporary or the Grand Destino Tower or something along those lines. But if you're taking your family or you're going to be in the parks all day, you're just sleeping, right?
Yeah.
That's all you're doing. Mike, I see you there. She's not a Disney nut like you, so maybe French Quarter's it.
Yeah,
For
I mean,
romance, or Riverside with the church, or even Fort Wilderness with those carriage rides and things like that.
yeah, if she's an outdoorsy kind of girl, I would do Fort Wilderness, or even Wilderness Lodge. If she, like I said, I would do French Quarter, Riverside, because it's got, I call it that Southern charm because it's Port Orleans. Like I said, French Quarter, you've got that New Orleans vibe. Riverside is just that old Southern charm. But again, it all depends. What are her interests? Since if she's not a Disney nut or a Disney nerd,
Audie's got a great point there with AK Lodge is also a great place. I mean, if she's into animals, nothing better than having a Savannah View room where you look outside and there's giraffes there. I mean, wow.
I mean, that is the bucket list resort for my mom. She loves giraffes. So when we win the lottery, because there's no conference centers at Animal Kingdom.
There is no conference center there. No, that's true. But I've also done the night. So it's a DVC resort. Well, one of them is, and I happened to stay there, and we had a Savannah View, and the family and I did the after hours safari tour where you get in the safari and they take you out, and it's really cool. You get really close up to some giraffes on that one.
Are they still? I heard they were.
That I don't know.
One safari they're no longer doing.
I'm not sure. This
And
one was rather small. I mean, there were only 10 people, and six of them were my party, so I could see them potentially doing it just for one family.
yeah.
Because you had a tour, you had a Jeep, you had a driver, which was clearly separated from the tour guide in the back. Yeah, you could potentially. I don't know if they are though. I really don't know.
And also, if I'm not mistaken, Animal Kingdom Lodge is a beautiful pool.
Absolutely,
I mean,
yes, it's gorgeous.
And that's another thing you got to factor in. If she's the kind of girl that wants to relax by the pool after a day in the parks, or have a pool day between park days,
Which is another reason why I love the yacht, or I love the boardwalk area.
yeah,
The whole Epcot resort area. Oh, and by the way, you got to throw out there, if she's not really into to the whole Mickey vibe, the Swan and Dolphin. I mean, it's a Westin and a Sheraton. They're elegant. You're not going to find hidden Mickeys all over the place. It's going to be a nice resort hotel with a beautiful swimming pool, some really cool bars like Il Molino or Blue Zoo, or a karaoke bar with sushi. And I don't know if all these things are open, so throw that disclosure out there. But that is but if you walk out and you get on a boat and you're at Epcot or Hollywood Studios.
yeah.
But when you come back, you're in a resort. You're not necessarily in a Disney resort.
And since they've redone the lobby on the Dolphin side,
They've redone both beautifully.
Okay, because I've only seen the Dolphin side.
They've redone both. And by the way, that's after the Marriott Sheraton merger.
Yeah.
When Marriott sort of took over and came in, and they completely redesigned it, and it's much more like a resort. Even the rooms. That
restaurant that they put in the Dolphin side.
The one in the Dolphin is I can see it. It's called Fuel. Is that what you're talking about?
I love that place. There's
Yes.
and it's not like a sit down it's like a good quick service. I need to grab something, go to the room.
It reminds me, it's like a cross between a Starbucks and it's somewhere in there. It's not a Starbucks. It's called Fuel, but they got all kind of things to make it convenient for you to get in and out. And the lobby area is great. They put a big lobby bar in there. And by the way, that's a convention hotel that I get to go to a lot for conventions. It's not a bad place.
So I mean that's another perfect option there.
And Santa hangs out there. Well, at least he used to. That's where he went on vacation.
Yeah. I like that, because when Santa hangs out, he's got the Hawaiian shirt.
He does, yes. And we're talking about on the causeway between the Swan and the Dolphin, where the boat landing is. That is Santa's vacation spot. So that's where he vacations. And in December, because he's been working all year, he likes to take some time off and let the elves get things ready. So except for Christmas Day, when he's working, he's hanging out at the resort getting pictures with people. Yeah. And yes, he's got a floral Hawaiian shirt on, and he's set for vacation. It's wonderful.
Yeah. And I remember when I stayed in the Dolphin before the refurbishment and everything like that. And I stayed during Christmas time, and the walkway between the two resorts, there's all these palm trees.
Yeah.
And they light them up red and green, and they light up to the music, kind of like Osborne lights.
Similar, but a spotlight underneath it shining up.
Spotlights on the palm trees. So
it's cool. It's a nice little touch. It's something you don't expect, and you get back and you're like, wow, this is cool.
I've got a video on my phone somewhere for that, because I don't delete anything off my phone when it comes to Disney.
Yeah, it's good stuff, and that's another little secret there. So because it's a Sheraton property, it's a Marriott property now, because Starwood and Marriott have combined, you can use points to get rooms there and use your upgrades that you might be able to get through credit cards and things like that. So Marriott points to get a room at Disney World. Who knew you could do that? You can do that, and not just at Disney Springs, but right in the Epcot resort area.
So Mike says he's thinking deluxe.
Awesome.
So when you go deluxe, if she's not a Disney nut, I think what me and Sam are saying, the Epcot area would probably be the best pick. So you've got Yacht Club, which we mentioned, and you've got Boardwalk.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you've got Swan and Dolphin, which, like I said, Swan and Dolphin is technically not a Disney resort. But in my opinion, you get all the perks of a deluxe.
You get all the benefits. You get the transportation, you get the package pickup, you get if you're using Magical Express, you get that. All that stuff works.
And if I'm not mistaken, you still get extra magic hours.
Yeah, extra magic hours, all of that. It's
We're doing them. because right now there's no.
If they're doing them, that's exactly right. You know what? I also throw in there, you have to ask that swimming pool question. Are you going to take a pool day?
Yeah.
Because if you do, you cannot beat Stormalong Bay at all. Stormalong Bay is the swimming pool complex, I'll call it, at the Yacht and Beach Club. They both share it, but it's got a sand bottom pool that the kids love, by the way. It's not real sand, but it resembles it, and you can make a castle out of it.
And it's a little lazy river. So I mean,
lazy river, which by the way is like 8 feet deep in spots. You got to be careful with that lazy river. It's not like one you just walk along. The thing goes, whoa, this is deep.
So yeah, so I mean, if she's not Disney nut, I would do one of those two resorts, either Yacht Club or Boardwalk. Definitely, if she's want to chill by the pool, I say Yacht Club. But deluxe, you've also got Animal Kingdom Lodge, which, like I said, great if you are an animal lover. Then you've got Grand Floridian, which I think is probably the most elegant resort on property.
Absolutely it is.
The rooms are beautiful. You've got Polynesian. So if you kind of want to get that little Hawaiian vacation with a dash of Disney, go Polynesian. Contemporary is a really cool resort because you can walk to Magic Kingdom.
That's a huge key. You walk to Magic Kingdom. That's huge.
I would say if you want just more of a modern vibe in your room, then go Contemporary. And then you've also got Wilderness Lodge because I mean we kind of forget about it, but Wilderness Lodge is technically a resort.
It absolutely is. And you know what? As you go around those Magic Kingdom resorts, I think it's interesting to think that, Contemporary is kind of like you're staying in Tomorrowland. The Polynesian is you're staying in Adventureland. And the Grand Floridian is you're staying on Main Street USA. That's kind of the theming that gets carried through, which I think is really cool.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, it really all depends on, and like we could sit here and talk hours about the resorts.
We do, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. So I mean, Mike says she definitely wants a pool day. So
then maybe Stormalong Bay is what you want.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
do some homework on that. It's almost like a park there.
Yeah. I mean, Mike, definitely reach out to us, especially Jimmy, who is our travel agent. Our travel agents, like I said, I work for Jimmy, so I can tell you this. We are fee-free travel agents, so it doesn't cost you anything extra to have Jimmy help you out. So I mean, you're not gonna have to pay an arm and a leg just to have a travel agent help you book your room. And we can talk all day and night and try to figure out the resort. And there's plenty of little extras if you want to, have flowers in the room before you guys get there. There's all the things that a travel agent can help you do.
Absolutely, and the travel agent can help you with that because those are huge touches. To walk in the room and have something special waiting for you that's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, one of these days it's kind of funny. I do this for other people and like have the flowers in the room or the balloons or the whatever. I walk into my room and I'm like,
"Hey, there's Mickey Mouse towel on the bed, right?
That's a Mickey Mouse towel. I would approve of that one." So.
That's good.
But yeah, so we've been going for about an hour.
We've been going a little over, and it's been good. And I think the conversation got good there at the end. So, Mike, that's why we need listeners like you to say, "Hey, can you help me with this?" And we love the interaction. So, Bill, thanks for hanging out with us. Brandon, thanks for being here. Audie, as always, I need to get some ice cream. I'm sure he does too. Saratoga's great too. DVC people love Saratoga, and they got some of the biggest rooms that you'll find anywhere.
Yeah,
and now a bridge to Springs.
The tree houses at Saratoga are beautiful.
Never stayed. Seen them from the boats many times. Never stayed.
I had a friend who stayed, so I got to go in there and check it out. Gorgeous, and especially with your family, you got a big family, especially getting older. Everybody needs their space.
Yeah,
you guys need to look into for a trip.
I should look into that one. It's always been difficult to get to. That's kind of the. I like the ease of walking to Magic Kingdom from Contemporary or getting on that boat at the Boardwalk area.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, Saratoga. If you stayed at Saratoga, because you guys usually fly, because you're up in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
I would probably look at a rental if for Saratoga.
Yeah,
Get a car for
Yeah,
the
definitely.
weekend.
Well, I know one of the downsides is, at least I think so, and correct me if I'm wrong, you get the bus over to Saratoga and then you like take a golf cart out to your treehouse because it's so far away.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The tree houses are beautiful, but I would not recommend a tree house to somebody that did not have a car.
Got it. Because I don't want to spend 30 minutes getting someplace. That's why, that's why the Contemporary is so awesome. You're up, you're down the elevator, maybe you're starting at the Contempo Cafe to grab something for breakfast, and you're walking to Magic Kingdom. You're there. It's the best.
In my opinion, a trip to Disney is not complete without a monorail ride.
I'm with you. Yeah.
So if you stay at a resort on the monorail loop, you can't beat it.
Yeah.
You leave Magic Kingdom or Epcot, all you gotta do is jump on the monorail. Especially if you're coming from Magic Kingdom and you don't feel like walking Contemporary and you're staying at Temporary, you're the first stop.
Yeah, exactly. Well, when you're leaving, that's why you like Contemporary.
Yeah.
You walk to Magic Kingdom and you monorail back. First stop.
Because you got all the energy at the beginning of the day. Oh yeah, go walk to Magic Kingdom, no problem.
Well, and it's funny because it always depends as we come down Main Street when you're leaving at the end of the day and you're staying at Contemporary. You're coming down Main Street. Are you on the right side or the left side? Because I don't want to fight that traffic to get across from one side to the other. So we're either walking back or we're taking the monorail back.
Yeah. And I'm always one of the stragglers out at the end of the night because I'm
so then it's wide open for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I remember one trip I did to Disney, and I was staying at Pop, I think. No, I was staying at Wilderness Lodge. And I was one of the last people out of Epcot. They had to call a bus to come get me back to Wilderness Lodge.
That's good. That's good. I've been on that last bus out of Hollywood Studios where, all right, where you going? And they come by and it goes to 2 random resorts because those are the last 2 people that happened to be in the park that day. But that's good. It's good stuff tonight, Morgan. It's been a good show.
Yeah. But I mean, Mike, definitely thanks for asking us the question. We are always here to answer any and all of this.
Thanks, Audie. We'll see you next time, Audie.
So.
And everybody else, Bill, good to see you there as always. Audie, Mary, Amy, Tina, thanks for joining us.
I mean, we appreciate you guys coming in every night. We will be back again Tuesday. Either Jimmy will be back, I'll be back, Sam will be back.
Somebody be here. We'll be here for you guys, that's for sure. Maybe we'll get Ed on the show at some point.
Yeah, well, I mean,
maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
He's a busy man too, and
yes, we all are, and we know you are too. So thank you so much for watching.
And Lisa's still around. She hasn't forgotten you guys.
Yeah, she was here last week.
Yeah, I missed her last week.
Understood.
So, but
thanks again, everybody.
Be sure to stay tuned here on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, our website, DisneyNerdspodcast.com, YouTube. Basically, you name it, we're on it.
We're there.
We are here every Tuesday night, 9:00 Eastern Standard Time, or as Jimmy says, Walt Disney World time.
Mickey time.
Of course, we've got our podcast episodes. You can catch on Stitcher, iTunes, all of the podcasts. We're even on Spotify.
Nice.
Which I thought was cool.
That is cool. Very nice.
You guys have a great night.
We'll see you next time. Congaloosh.
Bye, guys.